Apologies if this is starting to get a little bit like Groundhog Day, but I'm hoping that we're near or at the end of this story now, and I'm going to give it a cold start. And last night it was cold enough that we actually had some snow, although it's melted now, and I'm back in my woolly hat, so I think this qualifies as a cold start attempt. We've got, the engine is, I promise you, stone cold. No tricks here. Obviously you viewers can't feel the pipes, but that is cold. Also, there appears to be some good news on the wet sumping front. The engine stood for nearly 24 hours now since it was last run, and if we look at the dipstick here, we are perhaps 3/4 of an inch, maybe nudging an inch below the high mark. Now usually I think the oil level is about 1/4 of an inch below the high mark after the engine's been run, so it would seem that any wet sumping that we're getting or have been getting is also settling down, so maybe those oil pumps are bedding into their seatings in the timing chest. That would be good news if they are. Anyway, enough of my yapping. I'm going to put the camera down now and get ready to see what we get this morning. If we get a reasonably easy start and cold, I think I might be able to say it's job done. And here's the woolly hat. It is quite cold today. Fuel on. I'm going to use the choke. Just a touch of retard on the ignition. Right, here it comes, warts and all. Might be a minute or so before it'll tick over. I don't want to turn the mixture screws, the tick over screws up though, because otherwise it'll race when it's warmed up. make them tick over yet. What is this a tick over already though? Nearly. I haven't touched any screws on the carburetors or anything else since yesterday when it was ticking over beautifully. So I don't want to start messing with them now. Might just put the choke on full again and open the throttle against it to cause some suction in case there's any more debris in the pilot circuits. Seems to have got it. If you do that, sometimes if you think there's a bit of clag in a pilot circuit where there's tiny passageways, if you've got the choke slides in your carburetors, drop them all the way, put the chokes fully on and open the throttle wide, and the suction you create in the carburetors will quite often shift any tiny particles of crap out the way and get you up and running. Okay, so some people might like that, some people might not. We got that all in one take. That's real life, warts and all. Let's just give the dipstick a wipe and see where it's at now. Bear with me a sec, please. Need about 6 hands to do this sometimes. Well, that's about ½ an inch from the high mark actually, so come up maybe about 1/4 of an inch, so barely any evidence of wet sumping there at all. No pool of oil between the feet of the centre stand from the gearbox, so that's nice as well to see. So I'm just going to carry on doing this sort of thing over the next few random days and whatever, just to see if it's fairly consistent. It might have been noticeable that it only really got started on one cylinder to begin with there, and then it jumped in on the other one. That could be to do with a bit more debris in the pilot circuits. Certainly whatever was troubling it seemed to clear after I gave it full throttle with the choke on for the second time. So I'll see what it starts up like next time I do a cold start on it and see if there's any change, but that's what we got at the moment, and that's where we're at.